Hello, and welcome to What's Your Story? Thank you for joining us here today. I have a very exciting guest for you. My guest is Diane Varney. Diane, welcome.
Thank you, Judy. Good to see you again.
Thank you. Thank you for being here. Diane is a lifetime, actually, lifetime resident of Las Vegas and graduated from Valley High School,
Go Vikings.
just like our mayor.
That's
Just
right.
Shelley
Berkeley
yeah.
graduated from Valley too.
Wow. So that's a good place to go to school, I guess.
You betcha.
Diane is currently a luxury real estate professional with Coldwell Banker Premier Realty for the last 2 decades. That's about 20 years, huh, Diane?
20 plus.
20 plus. Diane has a modeling and show business background and was given the title of legendary showgirl on Broadway in I can't ever say Stephen's last name,
Sondheim. Stephen Sondheim.
In Stephen Sondheim's play Follies in 2024. We got to see that show with you in it. It was good.
It was so much fun. Thank you, Judy. I had a great time. It was wonderful to be back on stage again.
Yeah. Well, you also have a wellness background.
I do. I do have a wellness background. I did that for quite some time. I was very interested in it, and it's carried over into the life that I lead now as well.
Yeah. And you have a great hobby of painting, of which you're very talented. I know because I'm your art teacher.
You are my art teacher and a good one at that.
Thank you.
Yes.
And you do yoga to relax.
Yoga's great.
So you're kind of like an all-around person.
Try to keep that balance.
Try to. It's kind of, I would imagine, kind of hard the way you work at Coldwell Banker, because I understand that you broke their all-time gold medalist the category.
I sure did.
The record.
I broke the record.
Yeah, in 2022.
That was the highest earning income. So I had the highest earning income in the history of the company.
In the history of the company?
In the history of Coldwell Banker Premier Realty.
Oh, wow. That is absolutely amazing. And you were also given a Lifetime Achievement Award by the company for dedication to the company.
Yes, I was. And to the community. It's an all-around award. There's There's only about maybe 20 people that have it.
Oh, that's
very
wonderful.
Special. It's very special.
Well, that's pretty special, isn't it?
It is.
You were alumni for 3 years running? What does that mean?
That was for the Women's Council of Realtors. So they will award you top 25 women in real estate for up to 3 years.
Oh.
And after that, you become alumni. So they won't let you keep breaking the record year after year after year, because you have to bring new realtors in. But it's a wonderful group of dynamic women who made top 25 in our city.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely marvelous.
It's huge.
To recognize women like that.
Well, you taught me, and you are more than enough. This is Judy's cup for her book.
I believe you are more than enough. You were featured, and this proves you were more than enough. You were featured in Wall Street Journal, Madison Global, the New York Times, the Nevada History Museum, Las Vegas Review Journal, CBS News, and NBC News. That is something to be really proud of.
What a life, huh?
Yes, you've got a really, really good life. But let's talk locally.
Sure.
Where are we since January 2025? What are the market conditions? Should we be selling now or should we be buying now?
That's the buzz, right? Everybody wants to know what's going on with real estate. We have so much mixed information. And at Coldwell Banker Premier Realty, we are constantly inundated with facts, figures, updates, community, building. We really have our finger on the pulse. And I'd like to share a little bit today about what I know from an insider's view, from a top producer's view, and as a native of Las Vegas. Yeah.
Well, we'd like you to share. Go right ahead and tell us.
Well, let's start with the beginning of 2025. So in the single family residence corridor, we had about 5,500 homes for sale. That's a good inventory. That's pretty much a seller's market, because average would be maybe 10,000 homes, right? So fast forward, we started having a climbing inventory, which means the supply of homes got greater and greater and greater. More homes were coming to market. And now we're at just about 8,000. So we're trending to be at that 10,000 mark by the end of this year. So what that means with a climbing inventory is that it means that sellers have a little bit less power now than they did at the beginning of the year, and buyers have more opportunities because the sellers that are motivated, and I emphasize motivated, to sell for some real reason other than, gee, if I can get my price, I'll sell. If they sincerely have a need to sell, then the buyers that are out there will have more opportunities to negotiate. So are we in a buyer's market? Some say yes. We were in a buyer's market in the recession when we had 30,000 homes for sale. Mm-hmm. So we really are, we've shifted more to a buyer's market from a seller's market, but it's really kind of in the neutral zone right now. Homes are still selling.
They're still selling.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, my goodness. But let me ask you this question. What is the difference between a buyer's agent and a seller's agent? Because, we say homes are still selling, but I think there's a different agent for each, isn't there?
Yes, there is. So you would have the listing agent that represents the seller, and you would have the buyer's agent that represents the buyer. So they're really two different skills. Now, some agents have both, but they'll normally be weighted a little bit more on one side or the other. So we know what a buyer's agent does, right? They meet with the buyer, they take the notes, they find out what their wish list is, and they get out and they start going and looking at houses and showing homes, hopefully write an offer, and then go into escrow. With a listing agent, there's a much broader net of skills that they have to have. Because when a seller meets with a listing agent, they're usually going to meet with more than one. They'll comparison shop. What are you going to do for me? What do you do differently than anybody else? What's your track record? How are your reviews online? So you have to really be a shiny penny in order to stand out to that seller and be able to win the listing. So it's not unusual to compete. That's the first thing. And then, of course, we have to be amazing marketers because now we have the product. The listing agents control the inventory. That's the truth of it. That's the crux of it. The buyers bring the buyer. You can list all your homes Monday through Friday and let the buyer's agents go out on the weekend while you take off and your listings sell. So what you're going to do is you're going to take that home to market, and you're going to do that in a really good way. And again, that's where Coldwell Banker comes in so handy for me, because the tools that we have, we're the number one searched company on the internet for real estate.
Really?
And then we'll hold on to those listings. Now, in the past, they've been selling really fast, but nowadays on market is stretched out. So you have to service that listing. You have to constantly, every week, be looking to see, well, who's the agent that can bring me the buyer, or what kind of marketing can I do to get traction? What's my social media look like? How am I displaying this property online? And then your negotiating skills, because you have to negotiate the contract once that buyer comes and they bring the terms and conditions. So there definitely is a difference. And I want people to know that, because sometimes I'll pick up a listing that expired and it didn't sell. And I'll say, well, who is the agent that you hired originally? And they'll say, oh, it was my buyer's agent. So very important to know what you need and the skills of the person that has that to offer.
That's very interesting. Thank you for clarifying that.
Sure.
I've always wondered,
I think most people do.
Yeah.
Or they don't know that there is a difference.
Right.
And then maybe go to the wrong side of the street to based on what they wish to do.
Right.
Because don't get me wrong, there's great buyer's agents out there as well. It's just that they know all the builders and everything that's going on. And then of course there's always a hybrid. As a listing agent, I work with buyers mainly because they buy my listings. Or they are the seller that wants to buy. So we'll get their house under contract and then we'll go out and find them a home. So I do that, but my buyers primarily are driven by all the listings that I take.
That makes sense,
Yes.
doesn't it? Now, how has the NAR 2024 commission structure affected commissions being paid, or has it?
You know what, honestly, Judi, business is still the same. The way we do it is a little bit different. So it used to be when we took a listing agreement from a seller, we would actually define what the commission was going to be for that listing agent and for the buyer's agent that was going to bring the offer. Now, the buyer's agent commission is a part of the negotiation when the offer is placed. So it's not determined in advance anymore. The seller has the opportunity to negotiate that fee that they're going to pay to that buyer's agent that brings them the buyer. That's the difference. Now, in reality, the sellers are still paying those buyer's agents that, they have an offer, they want to sell the house. They're going to pay the procuring cost person. But indeed, it's a little bit different because it's structured differently. It's handled more during the times of the offer and acceptance as opposed to upfront. So there's not a whole lot of difference. The only other difference is now the National Association of Realtors says we have to have a document signed by the buyer before we show them any houses. And that document says if the seller doesn't pay the buyer's agent commission, you, Mr. or Mrs. Buyer, have to pay this agent because they have to get paid.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
That's what they did.
So, so what do you feel positive about?
Well, I feel positive about a lot of things.
I was talking about real estate.
I know. Well, December is always a banner month for me. And a lot of people don't realize that we're so active during that month. And there's a certain amount of realtors will just be like, I've had a good year. I'm going to take December off. I'll pick it up in January. So I work. And then there's buyers out there that really need to find something by January 1st for a new job or before the kids get back in school or for a 1031 exchange, taxes. And then sellers that are listing their home during Thanksgiving, Christmas, they have a reason they want to sell. So there's a lot of activity during that month, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that pans out this year. I know how it will because it does.
So you're optimistic.
Oh, extremely, extremely. And then also we have so much noise going on right now with all the news. People don't know what to think about the economy, about the real estate market, what's up, what's down. And typically when you have a declining market, they only last for about 3 years. So a declining market would be less sales, right? And more inventory, a little bit more of a strain. So normally we do about 6 million sales as a nation a year. We've been doing about 4 million for the last 2 years, and this will make it 3. So 3 years is usually about how long this trend lasts.
That's marvelous.
We're about to pull out of it, and I'm already seeing the signs. Yeah. So if people want to do something, they really should do it now.
What do we have to look forward to in Las Vegas?
Oh, in Las Vegas, we have so much to look forward to. So if you keep an eye on what our city planners are doing, we have a lot coming into the city. So Elon Musk tunnels through the Boring Company, they're going to be underneath every property. They're going to run all the way from Harry Reid Airport. I'm a local. I've been here all my life. I've been saying
and
McCarran
it's always
forever.
Been McCarran until recently, right?
Sorry about that. From the International Airport all the way to downtown to Symphony Park. So that means you can get anywhere in these tunnels in just moments, and no traffic signals, no lights, no taxis to cut you off, none of that. So
I don't know that a lot of people know that we have these tunnels completely underneath the strip.
And we do. We have them already at the Las Vegas Convention Center. So the reason the locals don't know about them is because they're not going to the conventions. That's for the people that, come here and attend. They fly in from other cities and so on. So, we have all this expansion from where the Riviera used to be. So just think about it, how long it would take to get from the convention center to the Riviera. That's a trek. So it's all done underground now. They're beautiful tunnels.
Amazing.
And there's Teslas that go through them, so you have no exhaust. It's all electric, and they light up the tunnels like rainbows when you go through them. They turn into, red, yellow, blue, green, and it's just so fast. And I was a little nervous that I was going to feel claustrophobic in those tunnels when I first went in. I was kind of holding my girlfriend's hand when I was sitting there. And then all of a sudden, I was at my next destination. It was like, boom, that quick. So I'm like, okay, this isn't too bad. If something happened, I could get out and walk, right?
Right.
But that they have a certain speed. They have very highly specialized drivers to drive the Teslas. And this is a game changer to have. You're going to be able to go from the airport all the way to downtown in just minutes. And then when Brightline comes, because Brightline's the high-speed train, right? It's in Florida. If anybody's from Florida has been there, they've ridden it. I rode it in Florida. It was incredible. I couldn't believe it. It was so efficient. It was so quiet. It was so clean. It was just a beautiful experience and not expensive at all.
And now we're getting that, right?
We're getting Brightline. So you could essentially go from California on Brightline to Las Vegas and get in the tunnels and go to downtown and have all of that done within inside of 3 hours.
That's amazing.
So this is what's coming up, right?
Wow. What a
Yeah.
future, huh?
And then, we have the stadium, we have the A's coming in, we have a lot of construction, and then the city planners, they're turning down businesses left and right because they're just cherry picking the ones that want to be here. And remember, we have no natural disasters, Judy. That's key. These companies don't want to get wiped out by a hurricane or, a tornado or a flood or a fire, all these things that are happening in our country, unfortunately. We're so blessed here in Las Vegas, and these businesses know it, and we don't have any state taxes. And so we have a great influx of not only residences, but businesses, and also our medical industry is really growing. That was one of Oscar Goodman's visions.
Yes, and he was our mayor before Shelley Berkeley.
Right. And so was his wife, Carolyn. So
right.
Carolyn. And so they had these visions of downtown Las Vegas 22 years ago when they lived in the Scotch 80s, and they're all coming to fruition right now in Symphony Park.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Diane, thank you. We're going to have to take a quick break.
Okay.
So thank you, Diane Varney, and we will be back with you very shortly.
Welcome to WWDBTV.com. Hi, I'm Dr. Jeff McGee, and whether you have a phone, a laptop, an iPad, a computer station, this is a phenomenal studio that I've been invited to be one of a group of owners here in Las Vegas. And WWDBTV is a digital platformed provider that you need to know about. If you're coming into Las Vegas and you want to record some video, whether it's an infomercial, commercial, program, spotlight, employee engagement, whether you want to create your own online show, podcast, or program, whether you want to, in essence, come in and record a program that you want to share with people on a personal basis or a professional basis, or whether you want to create a program and even then have a studio station brand you can park it with, where we will co-promote it and put it out there on the internet as well as on, in essence, Roku and other relationships we have, then this is where you want to stop in. Go to the internet and look us up. If you're watching us right now live, you already know where we are. But if you want to find out more about our operation at WWDBTV, then send us a message and we will connect back with you. We are ready to serve you.
Thank you. We're back. Judy Morio with What's Your Story, and my guest today is Diane Varney. Diane, we're so glad to have you here.
Wonderful to be here, Judy. I'm enjoying the conversation.
I am too. It's really interesting. I'm learning a lot. And for those of you who might just be tuning in, Diane is a real estate professional. She's with Coldwell Banker Premier Realty and has been for about 21 years. And we were just talking about what to look forward to in Las Vegas. And one of the things that we're thinking that we should be looking forward to is cello. Tell us about cello in Symphony Park.
Oh, I'm so excited about cello, and thank you for the opportunity. You know, we have the privilege, Coldwell Banker Premier Realty has the privilege of representing that property as the broker of record. So we are very fired up and excited about it, and it is in Symphony Park. So a little bit about Symphony Park, just in case you don't know, about 22 years ago, Oscar Goodman was living in the Scotch 80s, and he had to go there to work to the downtown area. And he kept looking at that Union Pacific Railroad, and he saw a vision there. And it was at that point in time that he converted that land to city land. The benefit and the beauty of that is that it's private. So I'm going to tell you something that you probably have never heard before. It is a transient-free 61-acre parcel.
What does that mean, transient-free?
It means it's private property. So all of the proprietors in that area, in that 61-acre spread, own the land all the way out past the sidewalk. So we have security, we have cameras, we have artificial intelligence. It's a walkability area with absolutely no transient activity whatsoever, and it is strictly enforced. It's enforced by the sheriff's office, private security, and I've taken many walks around Symphony Park because at Cello, that's what we do. And you feel like you're in Europe or something. I mean, there's just not a speck on the ground anywhere. It's super clean. There's no one there that you wouldn't want to, you might feel a little, grab your purse or something like that. And it's just absolutely clean, crisp, beautiful. And Symphony Park is on the horizon, because when you go to some of these other destinations in other cities, even California, Los Angeles, New York, nobody has a transient free zone, especially 61 acres.
Oh, I know. It's very hard in New York to try to cut across a park. You're afraid you're going to be mugged in 2 seconds.
I felt that way in San Francisco before. So, and actually, I was at an event just recently that had me out a little bit late because it was the symphony, and I was walking to the parking garage in my car, and I didn't even see anybody. I felt so safe. The only person I saw was a security guard, and I was like, wow, I can walk around here anytime, day or night. And that's how the residents of that area are going to feel.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
Mhm.
Now, who is the owner and who is the broker of record?
Right, of Cello. So the Cello High Rise is brokered by Coldwell Banker Premier Realty, my broker owner, Bob Hamrick, who I've worked for all this time. He was also the broker of record for Project City Center. And then Patrick Brennan is the owner, and he is also a lifetime resident. And his parents and grandparents had properties here and still do, like the Mardi Gras in the family. So we have a homegrown project going on here.
So when was the last time a high-rise was built in that area?
You know, we haven't had a high-rise tower go up in 16 years because the properties that were delivered were built during the recession, and we had struggled with getting those delivered and bodies in the units and so on. And so it just went dry. And all of a sudden now, 16 years later, we haven't done anything. So the demand for Cello is very, very strong. We've already sold 150 million. And it's a very large tower with 8 penthouses on the top. Those penthouses can be combined. In fact, one of our buyers did indeed combine 2 of them. So they have a complete 360-degree panoramic view. And then we have 6 left. So I'm ready to sell one of those penthouses.
I think I'd like one of those penthouses. So how is the project doing? And tell me all the details.
Sure. Well, as I said, we have 150 million in reservations already. It's
Wow.
a 32-story tower, 240 residences, and it's 800 square feet to 2,600 square feet, and the prices range from about 700 to 2.5 million. Those penthouses are 7.6 million, and 3 of the floors are going to be 40,000 square feet of living enjoyability. So we'll have a pool, we'll have a gym, we'll have a lot of social areas, and we've got just a great gathering space for residences and floor-to-ceiling glass for views.
Amazing.
It's
Absolutely
beautiful.
amazing.
Yeah, it's really beautiful. And, you know, we're so well priced based on some of these other properties. I mean, if you go to the Summit right now, it's $4,000 a square foot to have a unit like this. And even we also have the Four Seasons is building in McDonald Highlands, which I'm so proud of that as well as a Nevada resident, because they only have 6 full-on residence buildings in the world. So we have the 6th one now. And they're at about $2,200 a square foot. So we are outpricing those venues, and we're a luxury product, just like those are. So getting in now and being able to lock in pricing right now is a wonderful investment opportunity. And we'll be delivering units starting as early as about 2 years from now in 2027.
So I hear you have a special event coming up.
Absolutely.
Tell
and
me
I'm
about
so
that.
proud of it.
Tell me about it.
So as you know, I have a show business background, and one of my friends is associated with the Philharmonic Orchestra, and they are residents at the Smith Center, which is right across the street from Cello. So the special opportunity that we have right now is November 1st. I have a limited number of reservations to offer to my special guests, which you are my special guest now, or one of them. And what we're going to do is have a appetizer, hors d'oeuvre, beverage event at Cello prior to the show at the Symphony. And that'll take place in the afternoon of November 1st. We'll do a little walkability of Symphony Park. And then you'll have a VIP seat for Beethoven's Fifth Symphony at the Smith Center by the Philharmonic Orchestra.
Oh, that sounds like a wonderful evening.
Would you like to go?
Of course.
Okay, we're going to put you on the guest list
All right.
for sure.
Okay, now how does our audience, how do our viewers, the people out there, find out about this, and how can they get a ticket?
Absolutely. So all you need to do is get a hold of me. My website is vegasluxury.com. And my phone number is 702-401-0307. And again, I'm Diane Varney at Coldwell Banker Premier Realty, and I'd like to invite you to be my special guest. We only have a limited number of seats, and again, what you'll be doing is joining us at Cello first for an introduction to this amazing property that's going to be going up soon. We'll do that, and then we'll just walk right across the street to the Smith Center and enjoy the symphony.
It sounds wonderful. It sounds
we just did it.
wonderful.
We just did it with a group of people, and it was a complete success. And some of the people that were there were actually homeowners, and they've already made their reservations. So they've made their commitment already. And we went, we had our beautiful little party there, and then we went over to the Smith Center, and we saw Bugs Bunny at the Symphony.
Bugs Bunny, how fun.
It was so much fun. You know, if you ever heard the Warner Brothers kind of music played by the Symphony, it's incredible. I mean, they have all the greats that created that music. So it was an opportunity to hear that live with the Symphony, and then they had some cartoons on the screen and some great little skits. It was absolutely whimsical. I loved it. This collaboration between Cello Towers, Cello, hello, and the Smith Center and the Philharmonic Symphony is so serendipitous, and we're very excited about it. We want to have people have a lifestyle in Symphony Park. It's safe, it's vibrant. We just had a brand new hotel open there, AC. We have luxury apartments opening up just by the end of this year. And so we're going to have within that small acreage about 3,000 residents. And it is going to be a community. Lane Wynn's museum is on the horizon now. That's in the works. It's $190 million. It's in collaboration with the Los Angeles Museum of Art. So this is happening. This is Symphony Park. And we'd like to invite you to come down, take a look, see what's going on, and join us for a night of some incredible music.
Thank you, Diane. Thank you for being here with us today on What's Your Story. We really appreciate having you here.
Yeah.
You're so full of so much exciting information about the city. It's wonderful.
Well, that's what we need right now.
Yes,
we
it
need to
is.
know what's really going on here. And it's an incredible place to live, and I'm so proud to be a resident.
Well, we're proud of you. You've done amazing things.
Well, I hope to come back and see you again here on the show. I've always
Well, of
got
course you
something
will.
to say. I always have updates.
Of course you will. We'll have you come in and do a regular update. How's that?
Whatever works. I'm always available. Anything for you, Judi.
Thank you. And thank you for joining us here on What's Your Story. We hope you'll come back real soon and join us for more of our exciting guests. We have so much information for you about Las Vegas, about the entertainment world, and about the educational facilities we have available as well. So thank you so much for joining us. Goodbye for today.